Before we discuss Hurricane Lee, I wanted to mention Hurricane Jova, currently tracking over the eastern Pacific. Jova became an extremely intense Category 5 hurricane last night, and maximum sustained winds peaked at 160 miles per hour. The system has since weakened slightly to a Category 4 storm, with winds of 155 miles per hour. Fortunately, Jova is no threat to land, and it will be tracking over cooler waters in a couple of days, which should allow for steady weakening over the weekend. On the Atlantic side, Hurricane Lee has started to rapidly intensify. Hurricane Lee is currently located about 870 miles east of the northern Leeward Islands. Lee is moving toward the west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds are near 105 miles per hour. Little has changed in the overall forecast philosophy for the next several days, and models are in good agreement. A large ridge of high pressure is forecast to remain anchored to the north of Lee through the weekend. This will steer the system on a general west-northwestward track through at least Tuesday. On this track, the storm should pass well north of the Leeward Islands. Interests in the northern Leeward Islands should continue to monitor Lee, as any deviation in the track to the south could bring rain or wind impacts to the northernmost islands. Lee is forecast to rapidly intensify during the next several days, with a period of explosive intensification possible. Lee is forecast to become a Category 4 hurricane on Friday and remain a powerful Category 4 hurricane through early next week. There is a possibility Lee could be even stronger and could reach Category 5 intensity this weekend. Lee will also be increasing in size, especially early next week. While the forecast for Lee through Tuesday remains straightforward, the forecast later next week becomes much more complicated, and not surprisingly, models diverge on their solutions for Lee beyond Tuesday. We are fairly confident Lee will slow down toward the middle of next week, and the system will likely turn more toward the northwest and eventually north. We are also confident that Lee will continue to increase in size, becoming a massive system over the western Atlantic. However, exactly when and where this turn will occur, and how close the system will get to Bermuda or the U.S. remains uncertain. All interests in Bermuda and along the U.S. East Coast should closely monitor the progress of Hurricane Lee. Be sure to stay tuned for future updates. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, kindly subscribe and enable notifications to stay updated on future weather alerts.